Two people were murdered early this morning in Grant Hill. I have the latest on the police investigation.
A memorial continues to grow for 6-year-old Hudson O'Loughlin, who was killed over the weekend by a hit-and-run driver.
Police aren't cracking down on people just to be doing it for fun. They're doing it for safety.
Tough new rules are coming to Oceanside that could leave riders without their e-bikes.
A $10,000 reward to find Nova the Frenchie in Escondido. The extraordinary lengths her family's gone to find her.
What experts are saying about the possibility of a desert super bloom this year.
Since the 1990s, if you need weeds pulled in Point Loma, you call the Mean Green Team.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now. Tonight, San Diego police are searching for a killer after 2 people were found dead in the Grant Hill neighborhood. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Investigators tell us the man and woman were found overnight on 27th Street near Imperial Avenue. CBS 8's Alex Cheney joins us live from not far from there with the latest on the investigation. Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. A really scary situation this morning as 2 people died just in the intersection behind me. And then when police arrived, they found the 2 dead bodies and then 3 children in a nearby car. Tonight, there's actually a growing candlelight vigil. The family is over there. I talked to them. They asked us, they didn't want interviews. They don't want us to get close to the area. They are grieving right now as the investigation into the deaths continues.
Police sirens disturbed the calm in this quiet Grant Hill neighborhood early this morning when at 12:30 a.m., San Diego police say they received an anonymous call saying they could see 2 people lying on the ground and one of them was bloody. The San Diego Police Department said both were victims of homicidal violence, but did not provide more details. Both the man and woman are described as being Hispanic and in their late 20s or early 30s. Both of their bodies could be seen lying in the street. Police said that 3 young children, all under the age of 2, were found unharmed in a vehicle nearby and were taken into protective custody. Neighbors say it's usually a quiet area and we're happy to hear that the kids are okay.
It's really upsetting to see that, there's crime like this happening in my neighborhood. Definitely a blessing. That's good news to hear that the children were found safe, but it is, unimaginable to what happened before or what the children may have seen.
Of course, everything happens everywhere, but I don't know, it's disheartening, especially because there's kids involved and you want to do something for them.
San Diego police confirmed this is not a murder-suicide and there is a search for a suspect happening right now, but they did not share a description with us.
I talked to one of the family members off camera. She told me she was the auntie of one of those 3 kids. She confirmed to me that the 2 people that died, the man and the woman, were a couple and that the 3 kids were all of their children. It does sound like a bit of a mixed family situation, but she did say that all of them are related somehow. Also, tonight the investigation is ongoing. We still don't have a lot of details. We'll learn more from the San Diego Police Department coming up in the next few days. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. We are learning more tonight about a 6-year-old boy killed by a hit-and-run driver in Pacific Beach over the weekend.
There is a growing memorial where the boy, identified as Hudson O'Loughlin, was hit. Also tonight, we're learning more about the woman accused of hitting him. CBS 8's Steve Price joins us live with more details. Steve.
Yeah, Carlo and Marcella, Tiffany Sanchez faces several charges, including driving without a license. As for Hudson, that memorial continues to grow. People who live around here want to make sure his family understands he is loved. Hudson O'Loughlin and his family were biking on the sidewalk along Pacific Beach Drive when it happened. They had just finished lunch by the bay Saturday afternoon, and as the 6-year-old crossed this alley right before Ingram, a horrific accident.
The lady in front of me cut right into the alley and didn't see the kid, obviously, and ran over the kid.
David Moreau says the woman stopped for about 10 seconds and then drove away.
She took off, and I started to roll forward, and the father, stopped me from going anywhere. I was going to chase her down.
Today at the scene of the accident, flowers, stuffed animals, hugs and tears, some from those who knew Hudson, others who didn't, but wanted his family to know they are not alone.
My heart aches. I'm so hurt for the family and the father, and I pray that that weight is lifted.
Neighbors say this very spot regularly sees little kids on bikes. An elementary school is just a block from where it happened. Jared Wild's 6-year-old son, Owen, is a student there.
This is where all the 6-year-olds bike every day. So we live in the neighborhood and we bike this all the time on the sidewalk here.
Thanks to fast-acting neighbors who got a picture of the Jeep's license plate, police quickly arrested 32-year-old Tiffany Sanchez. She's charged with vehicular manslaughter without gross negligence, hit and run causing death, and driving without a license. Hudson was a first grader at McKinley Elementary School. There will be grief counselors on campus tomorrow to help students, teachers, and staff deal with his death. Sanchez is out on bail right now. We checked with the district attorney's office to see when her arraignment is scheduled, but because of the holiday, they did not get back to us, but we will be sure to cover it. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Steve. Oceanside police will soon be able to confiscate and impound e-bikes from reckless riders.
City leaders say it's all in the name of public safety. They say complaints and calls for service involving e-bikes have skyrocketed more than 1,200%, jumping from 69 calls in 2021 to more than 900 calls last year. Police tell us they will be targeting people who are riding recklessly, breaking the law, or racking up multiple violations. They will also be cracking down on double riding unless the bike has a second seat. Cyclists we talked with today say the changes are overdue.
I think it's really dangerous. I think it's definitely a hazard. I worry about them all the time, especially the ones who aren't wearing helmets.
We're told most riders can avoid fines by completing a safety course. Confiscated bikes will also be held at no cost and returned once cases are resolved. These new rules take effect on February 28th. Hundreds of new state laws took effect this month, including some that regulate artificial intelligence companies.
This comes despite a White House effort to block state-level restrictions. CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Hutt talked with state lawmakers about California's first-in-the-nation AI laws.
And it's great politics, I guess, for some. It's a stunt where we're concerned and sort of a distraction.
Congress has not shown the ability to date to pass meaningful technology policy.
Democratic State Senators Steve Padilla and Scott Wiener are behind California's first-in-the-nation laws regulating social media and AI platforms. Wiener's legislation requires more transparency by the largest AI companies, like public disclosure of safety and security protocols and reporting of safety incidents. Padilla is targeting what he calls predatory companion chatbots, like by mandating reminders for the user they're chatting to a bot, not human.
Basically act like a human being when they're not and take conversations and content in very unsafe, dangerous places, particularly, for example, people who are in emotional or mental crisis, people who are very young.
But President Trump is pushing for one federal standard, signing an executive order to create a task force to challenge and do away with state AI laws and penalize them by withholding federal funding. We reached out to the White House for an update on these efforts, but did not hear back.
So if we're going to have one national standard, it needs to be strong and meaningful and impactful.
It's full steam ahead for California. Padilla is trying to strengthen age verification requirements and ensure no sexually explicit content is present for underage users. A type of regulation Republican State Senator Roger Nilo says he's comfortable with.
We've seen an alarming increase in mental health issues with kids. I'm concerned with how it's used, not how it's developed.
And earlier this month, OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, and kids safety advocate Common Sense Media collaborated on a ballot measure, the Parents and Kids Safe AI Act. If approved by voters, it would mandate age assurance, eliminate targeted ads, and prevent emotional manipulation and the encouragement of harmful behavior.
If we don't act, in California, the voters can, and they will, because this is something that people want to see.
These leaders say California can protect online users and promote business growth, but the one warning...
Let's not fool around with how the tech companies develop their technology. That truly will discourage innovation.
Jenny Hutt, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jenny. There's growing excitement about a possible rare super bloom this year in San Diego's desert.
We'll have more on the chances for an explosion of color still ahead. Plus, how a community is rallying to help find someone's beloved missing pet.
And we share how San Diegans are honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
And as we wrap up Martin Luther King Jr. Day, today was very beautiful. Lots of sunshine that was out there. We were still holding on to some of those warmer than usual temperatures. Backing away from that right now, 61 degrees for downtown. We got much cooler temperatures on the way, as well as a chance for rain. Details coming up.